recently I stopped by my local Toyota dealership to see what would be the price for complete fluid change for my front, rear differential, transmission, and I was actually surprised when they actually gave me a quote for $800. The purpose of this is to show you that anyone, with a basic knowledge of, some form of mechanics can change your differential fluid. However, I will throw this caveat: if you feel that you cannot do it, seek help from a professional mechanic. We'll start with our rear differential. Grab your 24 millimeter socket and unloosen the top bolt, which is considered your fill plug. We do this so that we don't accidentally empty the differential without no way to replace the fluid which we're about to drain out. Sometimes over the years, depending on which vehicle you have, it might be seized in place. Okay, so I went ahead and fast forwarded for you. After we've allowed it to drain thoroughly, we're going to go ahead and inspect our drain plug. This sludge that you see right here is actually metal shavings that's been collected inside the housing of the rear diff. Not to worry, just wipe it down like we're doing so. There's a magnet, as you can see, that actually collects this stuff. Go ahead and use the new washers and put the drain plug back in place. And we're going to go ahead and pump the new oil. The Toyota specification for oil that we're going to be using is 75W85GL5. Toyota recommends this or something of equivalent. The lines are clear, so we're going to go ahead and start pumping the fluid into the rear diff. Once you see it overflowing and it starts trickling down, going to go ahead and place the bolt back in place and torque it to 29 foot-pounds with new pressure washers. Now we'll go ahead and continue to part 2, the front differential. So for this, we're going to use the same methodology. Make sure your top fill plug unloosens before you remove the bottom drain plug. You'll do this by utilizing a 10 millimeter hex socket. See how it's loose? Well, it's already loose, so I'm going to go ahead and leave it alone and come down here and unloosen the bottom drain plug. I realized afterwards that I made a mess here, so learn from me. As you can see, there's nothing to it. Basically what you did on the rear diff is going to be the same methodology to the front. Make sure we clean the drain plug by removing the sludge, replacing the washer, and then from there we'll go ahead and tighten it to 29 foot-pounds of torque. That'll be the bottom drain plug. So we're going to go ahead and pump in our new fresh oil with 75 whiskey 85 GO5, then tighten to 29 foot-pounds and off to part 3, the transfer case. Okay everyone, excuse me while I take a quick break. It's pretty hot here in El Paso. So the next thing we're going to be doing is I'm going to be going over the fluid that's going to be placed into the transfer case. Now remember, this is not going to be the same as the front and rear differential fluid. The rear is going to be 75 whiskey Golf Lima 4. That's the oil that's recommended by the manufacturer, Toyota, and that's what we're going to be using. So just remember, I'm going to go ahead and play the video right now. You're going to have a splash guard covering the drain plug. So there's going to be 4 12 millimeter bolts that are going to be holding this splash guard in place. We're going to be relocating to the back to get the 4th bolt. So with that, we'll go ahead and remove the splash guard, and from there we're going to be using a 3/8 extension with a ratchet and unloosen the top bolt so that we can ensure that we can have access to place new fresh fluid into the transfer case. All right, now we're going to be emptying out the drain plug, and voila, it's that easy. Okay, so for this, you're not going to have any washers. You're just going to go ahead and place thread sealant and go ahead and hand tighten the bolt back in place. Then we're going to pump fresh 75 whiskey GL4 fluid. Then you place the fill plug back in place. Now, this is going to be different from the differential. The differential, you can at least tighten it to a point where you can tell that it's going to be tight. It's going to click with the foot-pound pressure torque. Not with this one. With this one, I mean, it doesn't matter how many times I actually cranked it. I was not able to get that click for 19 foot-pounds. So basically, in the end, I just applied enough pressure where I felt that it was snug enough. So I'm throwing it out there so you can actually pay attention to how much thread is sticking out of the transfer case, so that when you place the fill plug or drain plug, it'll be the exact fitting, and you'll be able to tell once you tighten it with the ratchet. So from there, I got something to tell you, Al. I told you all a surprise last episode. Last episode had sold my 1991 Integra XSI from Japan. And this time, I'm going to tell you that I actually sold my 2024 Civic Type R. I did that because, well, I'm making a lot of drive from El Paso down back home. So the miles are racking up pretty quick, and realistically, I needed something that was going to be safe in case I hit a cow or some animal on the way home. So with the Tundra, I will feel safe. The Type R, I loved it. It's my car. It's who I am. But you know what? I made a right decision, so I did it for safety. So stay tuned for in the future. I know I will get another vehicle. And just lastly, I did change the transmission oil as well. However, I did not make a video because I plan to taking off the pan and cleaning it completely. So I figure, you know what, that might as well be another video for the future. So until then, I'll see you next time, and shoot me any comments if you need any help or anything. So until then, see you next time.